Hey there, Stephen Indrisano here, writer and creator of Shelterwood, a Suburban Gothic. If you enjoy the show and would like access to early and ad-free listening, please consider joining our Patreon community. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the show.
Shelterwood contains mature themes and graphic content that may not be suitable for all audiences. For a full list of content warnings, please check our transcript in the episode description. Listener discretion is advised. Last time on Shelterwood.
Sadie, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just fix this.
What? No, I have to find Sadie. I abandoned her.
You're not going to find anyone if you die, Nick.
You're pre-screened for our HOA locator process. You'll be seeing Mr. Brewster shortly.
William Brewster is a bit past middle age. He favors dark charcoal suits which look fitted for a man twice his weight. He has a dancer's posture, and even seated, he seems to be unusually tall. His hair is slate gray, with streaks of white and black running through it like mineral veins. He wears it combed back, which highlights a very Silver Age Dracula widow's peak. Even his glasses are gray, with chic retro horn rims. Mr. Brewster, it should go without saying, is a striking man. The kind you might imagine playing the butler in some old whodunit, the one whose guilt is revealed in the third act. And taciturn though he may seem, he has a strikingly warm demeanor. When I met him in Deeds and Registration, I found that warmth suspect.
Mr. DeRoso, how may I help you today?
You can call me Nick. And before we get going, I wanted to thank you for letting me record this conversation.
Sure. My office manager, Linda, you've met her already. She's always insisting we start a podcast. Help get the word out about our fine community. You know? This can be my breakout appearance.
Right. Well, thank you for that.
It is my pleasure, Nicholas. I'm afraid that at my age, informality doesn't always come easy. My apologies in advance. Anyways, I can't imagine you've come all this way for small talk. How can I help you today?
I'm looking for my sister, Sadie DeRoso.
So I can see. You filled out the paperwork quite nicely. You'd be amazed how few people can follow simple instructions, but no matter. It takes all types to make a neighborhood. That's what I always say. Sadie DeRoso. You know, I've been here a long time. But I must admit that's the first I've heard that name. Of course, she would have been a minor when and if she arrived here, is that correct?
When she arrived, she would have been 16.
16? That might prove to be a challenge. You see, some children who come to Shelterwood are looking for new families. They end up getting adopted. Some are trying to get away from family entirely, away from the very concept of family. And they end up living on their own. They may even change their name. A 16-year-old, they can fall into either category, and do, frequently. So, your Sadie, if she came here, she might have joined us for a chance at solitude, a home of her own, but if she was trying to replace the family she had...
She wasn't.
Whoa, easy there. I didn't mean you, Mr. DeRoso. You wrote here that you were away at college, yes? So it stands to reason if she was running away from home, she would have been running away from her home at the time, which would have been with your parents. Does that sound right? Would she have run away from your parents?
No, I don't think so. I mean, my parents weren't perfect, but they weren't, you know.
Say no more. I understand. I've met a lot of hurt people and lost souls. I was a lost soul once myself, though I'll spare you the whole sordid affair. So, returning to Sadie, if she wasn't running away from home, she probably would have been seeking somewhere of her own. Does that sound closer to the truth?
Yes, definitely. She was fiercely independent.
Well then, in that case, I think there is probably something I can do for you. But first, I have to warn you. She may not want to go back to your side. This is a wonderful place.
Not to be contrarian, Mr. Brewster, but I don't really get the sense this is such a wonderful place. I walked here from the gate and I saw a lot of disturbing stuff. Plus, I don't know if anyone's told you, but there's some sort of monster here in the basement. It chased me down and tried to do something to me. So if you wouldn't mind explaining to me how wonderful everything is here, I would appreciate it.
Please, Mr. DeRoso, keep an open mind. Things work differently here than they do on your side. The way that Shelterwood functions is far too complex for me to explain here and now. But you will get a strong sense for it if you continue your search for your sister. Like all visitors to strange new places, you're apt to suffer a little bit of culture shock, no? Your ways are not our ways. I think that over time, you'll come to understand what I mean. You may not believe in Shelterwood yet, in the good of Shelterwood, but trust that I do. We do. We believe in what Shelterwood stands for, in its residents, in its institutions. That's why I volunteer down here. Would you like to guess what my day job is, as the kids say?
I don't know, mortician?
Mortician? No. It's the suit, isn't it? I know it's not the fashion of the time, but I like how I look. No, I'm no mortician. Believe it or not, you're speaking with the lead architect of the Shelterwood Homeowners Association.
What?
It's true. I donate my time down here in deeds and registration on the weekends because I think it's important that people find who, what, and where they're looking for. That includes the occasional hunt for a long-lost relative, but it also entails finding old blueprints, clarifying building codes, and rectifying conflicts based on property line disputes. The documents we preside over are the bureaucratic lifeblood of a functioning society, which makes us, well, maybe not the heart, perhaps the liver of Shelterwood, keeping everything clean. Well, I can tell you have a lot of questions, and I am amenable to answering them, but right now I'd like to make sure you get what you came here for. Regarding the young Miss Sadie DeRoso, I've got good news and bad news, to borrow a cliché. Which would you like to hear first?
Bad, I guess.
Well then, bad news it is. We have no record of any Sadie DeRoso owning a home here in Shelterwood. We have no DeRosos at all, in point of fact. That is the bad news. However, the good news is that there is a chance that she may still be here, living in an unlisted property.
But you had her stuff. It was in a room just outside. I saw it. I touched it.
And I'm sure that was quite upsetting, but people see all sorts of things in the basement. For that, I apologize. You must understand we are in a place of strong and concentrated power. That power manifests in strange, sometimes frightening ways down here at the foundation of Shelterwood. There is an explanation for everything that you've seen here today. But you're not here for philosophy or logic, are you? Are you?
No, I'm not. What can you tell me about Sadie?
Well then, good. This may or may not contain everything you need to find the young Miss DeRousseau.
There was a man who was here earlier. He was looking for his daughter, Elizabeth. He had a folder of some sort. Is this,
Henry? Yes. Very similar situation to yourself, which is why you have been given a very similar folder. This contains a list of every unlisted property in Shelterwood, alphabetically by street. There are whole communities of unlisted residents who don't want to abide by the oversight of the HOA, and that's fine. No problem, so they say. But we keep very careful track of our community. So, if they want to be part of the development, then they have to, at the very least, agree to be considered quote-unquote unlisted. Thus and therefore, the list of unlisted properties, or colloquially, the unlist. Ironic, I know, but it's very useful, especially in cases like yours. Now, I should warn you, this folder contains hundreds of addresses, but don't fret. Time works differently in Shelterwood, as you've no doubt noticed. In fact, this is my home address. I like to host, and as you can perhaps tell, I love to talk. So, if I may be of use in any way...
How would I even find you? Also, how am I supposed to find Shelterwood again? I mean, I have to imagine you know this, but this place isn't supposed to be here. I crossed a bridge to go to a national park, not wherever we are now.
Worry not, Mr. DeRoso. It's quite simple. All you have to do is click your ruby slippers together 3 times and say there's no place like home. That joke used to be better received. You just have to want it. If you want to find something here, you will. That goes for the development itself. If you wander, you'll end up, well, somewhere or other. But if you know where you would like to go, that is exactly where you'll be.
So, sorry, is that why I found all that stuff about Sadie down here? It was just dream logic. If I had wanted something else, none of that would have been there.
Precisely. Shelterwood is the land of dreams. That's what it says on the gate, isn't it? It is a very, literal moniker. Allow me to demonstrate. Here, in this very office, I have constructed a very special door. Think of it as a one-way door. You can come in, and hey presto, it works exactly how you expect a door to work. You arrive in my office, and I assist you with whatever is needed in deeds and registration. But when you go back out, it works quite a bit differently. When you exit from this door, you will go directly where you'd like to go. At least within the boundaries of Shelterwood. I find it to be very convenient for getting home after a long shift, or to the diner, depending on your mood.
That can't possibly be true.
No one has any imagination these days. Hear an old man out. Before you open this door, focus on exactly where you want to end up. If you get distracted, if your mind isn't perfectly clear, you'll end up back in the basement, and you'll think I'm at best a liar and at worst completely insane. But if you succeed, well, then maybe you'll learn to believe in magic like me. Also, you're looking a little bit like Job's turkeys, if I may be so bold. Perhaps a trip back to the other side would do you some good. You could come back to Shelterwood later, more prepared for a longer stay. For now, just focus and open the door. Try to go back directly to Shelterwood Gate.
All right, fine. Here goes nothing. Unfucking believable.
Indeed. Remember, Nick, Shelterwood is but a wish away. Look, and you shall find us. It was a pleasure to meet you, Mr. DeRoso. and I am sure that you will find your sister. Au revoir.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. Oh my god, why? Okay, alright, I think it's time to call Solomon. Saul. Hey, yes, I'm okay. I've got like a lot to catch you up on. Listen, are you good to start recording on your end? Sweet, okay, you do that. I'm going back to my apartment. Yeah, I'll stay on the line. I'm going back over the bridge now. Okay, so I just met this guy, William Brewster. He's Shelterwood's lead architect. I have a folder. Saul,
Nick, what's going on?
I don't feel right.
Nick, what do you mean? Talk to me, bud. Fucking shit. Hold on, I'm calling an ambulance. Hello, yes? I'd like to report a medical emergency at Glen Echo Park in Bethesda, Maryland.
Christ. My head hurts. I feel like I have the worst hangover of all time. My mouth is dry, my head is pounding, I'm ravenous, and my heart rate is just all over the place. Oh, and my feet are killing me. So I just got back from the hospital. I was found collapsed at the entrance to Glen Echo Park. I was kind of weaving in and out of consciousness. I guess I had a pretty bad seizure, or at least that's what it sounds like on the recording. So that makes twice in 24 hours that our good friend Solomon Crockett has more or less saved my life. I gotta get them like a world's best producer mug or something. Speaking of which, I just got off the phone with them. I wanted to get recording again right away, but Solomon was more focused on my health, which is fair. They were pretty mad at me. According to the doctor, I'm suffering from extensive dehydration and overexertion. I was told I should be focusing on getting my fluids up right now, and they want me to kind of parcel out the food that I'm eating over time so my stomach doesn't like freak out and throw it all up. Apparently my symptoms look typical for someone who was lost out in the wilderness for a few days, which is a bit of a head scratcher for them, because in theory, I mean, I was out for an early morning stroll when I fainted. So, I mean, I guess I could play them my recordings, but they'll just have to wait for the podcast to come out like everyone else. Oh, wow. Luckily, I've got my backpack right here with me, so I was going to do a little unboxing video for that folder I got from Deeds and Registration while I rehydrate. That is, so here goes. Okay. Welcome to my very first unboxing video. Don't forget to smash that like button and comment on all my socials. Today we've got a complimentary packet from the Shelterwood D&R department. It's a nice, thick, glossy exterior here, very classy. The outside has a lovely embossed logo. It looks like a minimalist house. There's a big tower behind it. I think that's supposed to be the town hall, but it's way less ugly than in person. Excuse me. Okay, enough fucking around. Here's the moment of truth. There's a brochure here for the neighborhood. Stupid. Let all your dreams come true. Flexible payment options available. And there's a note here on official Shelterwood letterhead, no less. Here's what it says. Dear Mr. DeRoso, we are ever so pleased that you've come to visit our humble neighborhood. We understand that you're searching. While we're sorry that we cannot be of more help at this time, we hope that this packet will answer some of your questions and get you pointed in the right direction. The Homeowners Association has a motto, in omni somnio promissio, in omni corde domicilium. In English, in every dream a promise, in every heart a home. In that spirit, our organization has here provided a list of every house in Shelterwood with unlisted residents in the hopes that you may find your sister. Should you need any assistance, please do not hesitate to contact any of our committee members. You have already met Mr. Brewster, but all of our homes are open to you. Yours, the Honorable Board of the Shelterwood Homeowners Association. Sorry. And then there's the main event here, which is a huge packet of addresses, just dozens of pages of addresses, starting with Aaron Burr Avenue and going... Fuck. Oh, god damn it. Maybe I do need to just, rest for a bit. I'll pick those up later. That first day back, I ended up sleeping for 19 hours. Intermittently, I would wake up and have a few gulps of water and a spoonful of peanut butter. Luckily, I was between gigs at the time, so waking up disheveled, filthy, and incredibly hungry at 11 a.m. was not a problem for me whatsoever. I ate a real meal, took a long bath, and texted Solomon to make sure he knew I was okay. As you can tell, because you're hearing my voice right now, I had, in fact, survived going to Shelterwood.
Not to be contrarian, but you barely survived. To reiterate a point we made last episode when you first found Shelterwood, you were there at least 36 hours. But again, it had only been 12 hours on our side. So, dear listener, imagine not just being awake, but walking, running, exploring for an entire 24 hours straight. The toll that would take on your body. And now imagine it double speed. Not to mention everything else potentially fucked up about being outside of our reality. Does the sun still burn? Are there still microbes, viruses, and bacteria that your body has to fight off? Not to mention the emotional toll of being assaulted by some monster, being pushed back into your trauma. It's no wonder that it hit you like a truck returning that first time. If memory serves, I was not about to let that happen again.
Alright guys, gals, and non-binary pals, this is an audio log of the survival kit that Solomon put together for me. Let's open her up. We've got protein bars, wow, a lot of them, as well as several folding water bottles. Oh, well, that's kind of cool. They shrink down when they're not full for easy storage. Neat. What else we got? Looks like we've got a blood sugar gauge. Wow, that's smart. a bunch of analog kitchen timers. Oh, here we go. There's a note. Set these to keep track of food, water, and sleep. Hydrate every half hour. Eat at least every 2 hours. Sleep after 8 to 10 if you have to. God, that's... Solomon, that's really clever. What else? Oh, we have an inflatable sleeping roll. Wow, God. Solomon, you really went all out on this stuff. Oh, hello. There's one more thing at the bottom here. It's a letter, Solomon. You shouldn't have. Let's see. Dear Nicholas DeRoso, hey, dumbass. Maybe try not dying next time, okay? XOXO, Sol. P.S. If you're recording this right now, you owe me $10. Well, you got me.
For now, we're going to leave Nick to pack for his next big expedition into Shelterwood. Meanwhile, we want to fill you in on my activities in the 2-ish weeks that Nick was recovering from his first foray into elsewhere. In addition to buying a bunch of urban exploration gear for my woefully unprepared friend, I was also on a hunt of my own. I was looking for an expert on this other place, a person who could help us prepare for Nick's expedition. I was looking for Seeker of the Lost, the enigmatic forum dweller whose posts across the web indicated some knowledge of Shelterwood. And listener, it was a slog. Okay, day 1 of trying to hunt down Seeker of the Lost, and we're starting with basically 25 posts archived from long-dead forums. Let's see what we can do. So at some point in the early 2010s, it looks like they went from Seeker of the Lost to just The Seeker, after the Real Deal crime forums went down. Assuming this is the same person, which is actually not a sure thing now that I think about it. Oy. Day 3. I pretty much live on the Internet Archive now. I'm becoming versed in the old memes. Okay, gamers, let's do this goddamn thing. Okay, here's something I noticed. All of these posts are focused entirely on the US. Missing persons cases anywhere abroad are completely ignored. That leads to the question, is Seeker of the Lost necessarily American? Almost certainly, right? But I'll put it on the assumptions list for now. Anyways, just some brain fluff. Back to work. So here's one concrete detail. Definitely a woman. Lots of correcting men about her gender, starting at around 2016. She's definitely not into politics, which makes her less and less happy to be posting in conspiracy blogs over time, especially into the Obama years. Looks like she went from Seeker of the Lost to The Seeker to eventually just Seeker OTL on Reddit. She's got a lot better at making images and stuff too, to the point where a few of her posts were actually making it to the front page. Tomorrow I'm gonna start digging through her replies to the stuff that went semi-viral to see if I can get anything personal from it. Tonight, however, Chinese food. Signing off. Day 9. Holy shit, I'm tired of this. God damn. I feel like I've just hit wall after wall. Also, I'm out of energy drinks, which means now I have to drink my roommate's coffee instead, which is gross. Everything sucks. Hang on. Oh, I've got her. Yes! Boom! Okay, so check this out. 2015, Seeker OTL on Reddit posts an image about one of her elsewhere cases. For whatever reason, this one hits it pretty big. Big enough that it's reproduced a bunch and spread around in conspiracy circles and makes it to r/interesting as fuck. It starts getting attention from rivaling skeptic communities, including a medium-sized one on Facebook. So, on that post, no one is anonymous, including a very vocal woman in the comments who is defending the post. Like, a lot. I'm talking dozens of comments. So, that's suspect already, but then she says, I. The comment reads, and I quote, I didn't make any of this up. I didn't. Oh, baby, I'm good. Monica Mendeville. I found you. Okay, hold on.
Hello?
Yo, guess what?
What?
I found her.
Shut up.
I know.
Holy shit, dude, you're a research god.
I know.
So now what?
Now I figure out how to get in contact, which hopefully won't take another 58-ish hours.
You are unbelievable. Anything I can do to help?
Nope. All I need from you is to not get hospitalized again, please and thank you.
Yeah, all right.
How are you feeling, by the way?
A lot better. I'm still stiff and achy. I think we need to add stretch breaks to the survival plan.
I like that. Alright, bud, I'm gonna go take a walk and breathe some fresh air. Talk soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hello?
Hi, is this Monica?
Yes it is. May I ask who's calling?
Dear listeners, welcome to the program. Monica Mandeville, alias Seeker of the Lost, the world's foremost expert on Elsewhere. Hi, it is you, isn't it? I'm doing research into a supernatural phenomenon that I'm pretty sure you're an expert on.
I'm sorry. You must have the wrong number. I don't know anything about the supernatural or anything like that.
I've been reading your posts, not just on Reddit and Facebook, but way back through the true crime forum days. Seeker of the Lost, right?
Sorry, but I really don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Why did you stop posting? Back in 2017, you just disappeared. I was afraid someone had, got you.
Look, I don't know who you are, but you're very clearly misguided, and I think you need to spend less time online. Now, if you'll excuse me...
We found it. It's real.
I'm sorry?
We found Elsewhere. That's not what it's called, at least for us. For us, it's called Shelterwood. But yeah, it's real. You were right.
Whatever you found, it isn't real. I stopped posting because I was unwell. Okay, so please, don't call this number.
Look, maybe you were and maybe you weren't, but I'm telling you, that other place you spent so much time writing about is real. I have proof.
I'm sorry, just, give me one moment. Hey, Andrew, I'm going on a quick coffee run. I'll be right back. Yeah, all right, I'll be quick. Just who the hell are you anyways?
My name is Solomon Crockett. I'm a podcast producer. I'm working on a show about Elsewhere, but I need your advice.
Lord help me. Well, start talking, because you've got about 10 minutes to convince me.
Okay, so I'm about to send you the link to an MP3 file. Basically, my friend was trying to go to a park, but instead, he ended up in this other place. His sister went missing back in the early 2000s. There was a ton of press about it. Nhea Durousseau, and maybe you've heard of her? Next time on Shelterwood.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you what I know, but not over the phone. If we're doing this, we're doing it in person.
Shelterwood, a Suburban Gothic, was written and produced by Stephen Indrisano and Indrisano Audio, LLC. This episode featured Stephen Indrisano as Nicholas DeRoso,
Sam Stark as Solomon Crockett,
Karim Kronfli as William Brewster,
Nhea Durousseau as Monica Mandeville.
Directed by Sivan
and Madeleine Regina.
Songwriting by Emily Branam.
Theme composition by Ali Hylton.
Dialogue editing by Sam Stark.
Transcripts by Rook Mogavero.
Sound design by Brad Colbrook. Additional music from Monument Studios.
Production by Emma Puranen.
Special thanks as well to our executive funding producers, Cam Collins and the Fellowship of the Breaking Dawn, a.k.a. the Vermont Party Association. Although some of the locations, people, and events in Shelterwood may seem real, worry not. This is a work of fiction. Thank you for listening. A Bloody FM production.